Okay, so, alright, so hi there, and welcome to another episode of Laura and Fauna, the show where I, Laura, tell you about fauna and other flora. Here's the fauna I have with us today. There's Kermit sleeping on the bed. Right behind him, underneath the covers, there's Thunder sleeping. And right here, we've got CJ. So just this past week, it was April 20th, so it's 420. What a lot of people do in Ottawa is they take their cannabis, marijuana, herb, pot, bud, dope, ganja, weed, spliffs. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. They take their cannabis, be it medicinal or recreational, and they take it up to Parliament Hill, and at 420 everybody smokes their pot, basically. And there's tons of police there, there's lots of spectators. It's really crazy because it's like one day a year. Cannabis in Canada is currently still illegal. So there are medicinal prescriptions for it, which allows people who need it as a medical supplement, I guess, or as a medicine. They have access to it, the prescription from a doctor, but pretty much everybody else, for like me, it's illegal. We're looking at next July 1st in Canada, it's going to be legal here. I think it is. Some people are saying they think it's going to be delayed or restricted or different than what they've been saying. But from what I understand, it's going to be totally legal. Like, if I wanted to, I could buy 4 marijuana plants and grow them in my home for myself to smoke pot. Possibly that will happen. Maybe it'll be more restricted than that. I'm not really too concerned about all of the restrictions because it's not that I don't think it needs to be legal. I do. I think that everyone should have access to it because it's not dangerous. But I don't care about how restricted it is for people who want to use it recreationally. So I don't really care if they say you need to be 25 and you can only buy 1 gram at a time and it's gonna be $30 a gram. I don't think that sort of thing is going to matter to me. It doesn't really apply to me. That being said, I want it to be legal because there's so many situations where cannabis actually ends up helping somebody. Cannabis can help with children with epilepsy, which to me, even if just that was true, if that's the only thing that was true, I would say that means it needs to be legal because it's something that can help a kid go from being basically unable to function to going back to school, not just surviving, but like they're just living their life to the fullest, which to me, if a kid can go back to school because they can take a little bit of cannabis oil in the morning, I don't see why you would make something like that illegal. And not just illegal, but like treated like heroin or something. But yeah, so this past week it was 420, so Alex and I went and we caught some footage. It was just a whole bunch of teenagers and old people smoking pot on Parliament Hill because that's what pot is. It doesn't cause disturbances, it doesn't hurt anybody. I don't think that you should be driving and smoking. I don't think you should be operating heavy machinery and smoking because it's still a drug. It still causes intoxication, I guess, or side effects. If you're talking about it like a medication, then it causes side effects. If you're talking about it like a recreational substance, then it causes intoxication. So I guess depending on what team you're on for legalization would depend on the lingo you'd use. I don't really have anything against it. I'm pretty pro pot. Alright, so some fun facts that I have researched about cannabis. Not water soluble. So cannabis, or THC, I guess, which is why edibles are always made by extracting the druggy part into oil or alcohol. THC, CBD, I don't know all of the different parts of pot. I'm not really like an expert. But all of the parts that people want to get out of pot are alcohol and fat soluble. So if you're making edibles, you have to first cook your cannabis in butter or oil or alcohol. I thought that was pretty interesting because you can't just add it to like a dish, it won't work. Because a lot of people now, like people who have kids who have the need for cannabis, they use edibles instead of vaporizers or smoking because you don't want to be lighting up a joint for like an 8-year-old with epilepsy. That doesn't make sense.